Hey guys, Mint Dragon here. Thanks for coming back. We're on episode 9 of this particular run of the Let's Play series. I want you to take a look at something with me. We started this Let's Play, actually just recorded over a day and a half period. It's only been 2 days since launch, and we're up to version 2.0.7. We're at 2.0.1, so the updates are coming out strong and fast. Feedback is coming in through their forum. People are learning through the wiki. There's a lot of activity on Steam, and the developers are also very active on Discord. So we'll actually touch on that in a little bit, but based off of user feedback, not only are these bug fixes, but they're UI upgrades. They've added some new ships. They're really going to town on this game and improving it basically daily. So let's go in and load our captain up and see where we are. Okay, so we are where in the galaxy? This is our home planet, or our home sector. And yeah, this was our prince that we couldn't get the level 4 trade permit, but we are finally able to get that trade permit from Callaghan Fane. So let's go visit him. I've been avoiding this prince for a number of reasons, but the main reason is one of the really cool aspects of the game is that certain contacts will trigger story arcs. Not all of them are available through the game. As the game progresses, different things will happen in the galaxy. So that's going to trigger major events. There are things such as terrorist plots that you can either uncover, partake in, or prevent. Just right now it's just dozens and dozens of these story arcs are in the game already, and they're going to be improved, and more of them are going to be added over time. And this particular contact, if you recall, when we first met up with him, we triggered a story arc. We took one of the contacts and delivered her to this planet, and she told us that we could do further work with the prince. And a lot of the fun in this game is making the decisions in the story arcs by yourself. So I didn't want to play through any of the story arcs to take away any of the surprise or the discovery. So we're gonna leave that be, but let's go ahead and see if there's some other missions we can take which would be different. I went and selected a couple of them, and here we are going to a planet. There is a spy that this prince wants us to capture, so we would patrol over the Kauri Beta planet and run into the spy. Once we do that, we have to defeat the ship by any means necessary and then capture that spy. And then the prince wants us to deliver the spy back to him so he can do whatever he wants with them. It pays a lot of credit, so 145k, and it's a total of 3 hyperwarps out, 3 hyperwarps back, and we have a year and 4 weeks to get it done, so plenty of time. That's a pretty cool mission. Of course, you need to have a ship that is strong enough to disable the other vessel. There is a risk of blowing the ship up versus disabling it anytime you go to battle, ship-to-ship battle. So there's a risk in that, but certainly at this point of the game, something we could definitely pull off. Let's see what this other one is that's being offered. This one is a prisoner transport of a bounty hunter. Oh no, a bounty hunter is going to be doing a prisoner transport. And again, we have to fight that bounty hunter, defeat the ship but not blow it up, and then free the prisoner and bring this officer to a third planet and help them escape. So when we help them escape, we probably need to have a stealth talent to be able to pull it off, or there will be a stealth test at the end to be able to insert them on this planet and complete the mission successfully. 40 weeks, so not quite a year, and it pays 115K, but it's 1 hyper warp jump to get there, and then 2 hyper warp jumps to get them to that third planet where the prisoner is going to disappear. So that one's kind of cool as well. Some details here. If we have a military rank with the Loon, we do get a bonus on the payment. And if you upgrade to higher and higher level military ranks, then the bonuses get higher in situations like this. So that's kind of nice. But before we do anything, let's take a look at details. I think in this episode, I'm going to just dig down in aspects of the game that either just, how we played through it, or because I'm a merchant, I really didn't dig into details, but I want you to understand the, how broad this game is. So when we go into details of this contact, it's showing his current influence, high influence, and then he has these traits. One of them is generous. He pays 10% higher than normal, and the deadlines aren't as stringent as other people. He's a negotiator, meaning he considers faction rep more than effective rep when giving you certain levels of missions. With most contacts, you need to have a high effective rep, and the higher that is, the more advanced the missions are, meaning he trusts you more, so he's going to give you missions that pay better, more interesting, more varied, that type of thing. But he considers the faction rep more important, so the Thaloon rep of 80 here enters into his decision on what type of missions he's prepared to give you. And then here, military. And here's where you get better mission payment, and also you can purchase ranks from him, military ranks, at a lower cost. So we're going to start with that. Promote rank. Costs 1,000 credits to get to level 1. Personal rep cost. Effective rep minimum. Obviously we meet all this, and 15 influence minimum. He's 53, so we can go ahead and get promoted on that. Let's take a look at level 2. Yep, we still meet all of that. Promote, promote, promote. And because we sapped personal rep and the personal rep there, so we're no longer meeting the availables. We got up to a level 3. To get to level 4, we have to have effective rep of 40, and doing a mission will probably do that. So we could take this mission and accept it. We got 40 weeks to do it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get some fuel. And if you notice here, the UI has changed. So they've upgraded the UI on the services available on a planet. So refuel is improved. Well, we don't mean to upgrade. Reship and dry dock. So yeah, that's a brand new UI. Let's go ahead and get everyone paid. We have 2 slots open, but as you can see from the yellow lines here, we're okay with the crew we have. If we find a specialist again, we lost our diplomat, so we might find another specialist and hire him, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, we are good to go. So I'm going to click on the missions button. We have this mission here. We're going to set a waypoint to this first location, and let's go ahead and navigate towards it. We've got a merchant ship contact. I'm not even going to worry about it. He's an independent, he's a merchant, and with the weaponry we have, we can just blow him out of the sky. So if we did engage with him, he'd probably try and run away. If you are playing as a pirate, though, there are some talents that will prevent your enemy from being able to flee in battle. And so as you go through and take a look at the talents, we're going to look at the wiki here in a little bit. There are some really cool talents that allow you to customize your ship and your crew to be a successful pirate or a successful merchant or a successful military commander. It's really that deep. Okay, so we are in the sector where we need to do the mission. I'm just flying there. Let me stop here in this wilderness area just to give you a peek at something else I have in my notes. When we go to a wilderness area, you're going to be exploring. And I'm going to back out here. So in the upper right hand corner, it lets you know what to expect when you're exploring. Kind of medium danger, not very rich in rewards. So you can probably only do a couple of rolls and then of the dice or the cards, and that'll be it. You won't be able to explore beyond that point. But when you explore, it's one of these card games. You do see the different options that are available. We did a scavenger combat last time, and I think a pirate's combat as well. Some other options, you can get lost, which, time just goes. And keep in mind that with time, your crew needs to get paid. So, losing weeks at a time, you're, spending money where you're not making money. Also down here, it gives you, again, an idea of the risk and the reward factors. If we did have some active talents that are used in exploration, things like removing a card or turning a bad card into a good one, they would appear down here. You'd click on that talent and then click on the card you want it to do. And then there's two good cards here, an Intel Find, Refine Resource. But, and then there is a stash on these planets. So on the stash, you can go to any wilderness area and stash what's in your cargo hold, or when you're exploring, if you find, resources or some other type of object, it's going to be kept in the stash, and then you can move it to your ship. But just like pirates of, the old days, you can bury your treasure in these stashes. Let's say you have either illegal goods or some other goods you can't sell at the moment for whatever reason, maybe where you normally sell it. There's no more demand, and so you have to wait time. But you don't want to keep this on board because you want to be trading other things. Find a wilderness planet, stash it, and then come back later and pick it back up. So, for example, this is in my cargo hold right now. I can simply stash it, and it will put it in the stash on this wilderness planet. With the game, if you go to status and into the cargo area, it will obviously show you what's in the cargo hold. But there's some other options here. It will show you any intel records that you have on hand. It will show you any mission cargo. If you're picking up a package or something like that, it will be displayed here. And then anything you have put in a stash will be displayed in the stash location. So we drop off these gas processors, we go on, work on the mission we're working on, and let's say we leave the sector and forgot that we'd stashed the gas presses there. We can come back at any point later in the game, go, oh yeah, I have this stash at Oblivion Crater, and let's go ahead and set a waypoint for it, and then go pick it up. So that's a really cool UI feature in the game, so you don't forget where you put the stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and get this first part of the mission done. Since we're looking for, I guess it's the prisoner. If we land here on the planet and try to do a mission, it's going to yell at us. There's our current missions, waypoint, but there's nothing here showing missions. We have to be in orbit. So you can see here the mission. We can attempt the mission now. So here we are in a card game. There's a mission success card which we want. There is a potential for a deadly accident, and I think we have a talent that will prevent someone from dying. So if we hit this card, that talent will activate. See, prevented by Doctor's Lifesaver talent. There's a crew danger card, ship danger card, and the potential to run into merchants that are lootable. So they would have a lot of stuff on board that if we decide to either attack them or threaten them or use a talent on them, forcing them to give up, which is that's a pirate talent actually, we could then take all of their loot or take all of the goods they have on board. So let's go ahead and blockade and try to do the mission. How about that? We got it first time. Alright, so the result is we have run across this ship where they're transporting them, and we're going to go into battle. Okay, now I'm not going to use any move orders. I am just going to hit them with torpedoes. I'm going to use our sharp steering talent as before and process the turn. Alright, we took a little damage and we have a fire going on. Alright, we're going to hit him again. I purchased ship crew. Failsafe protocols will purge the ship of any crippling effects. So this sharp steering talent works for 3 turns. So it's going to stay there a while. Let's get rid of the fire on the ship using the failsafe protocol. Okay, man, we have another fire going on. I am going to use brace for impact, which will increase our shield and our armor. See if that fire goes out by itself, otherwise we may need to use another talent on it this turn. Ah, good. Captain suffered a fatal wound. Excellent. Oh, darn it. We failed in the mission. I guess that was our captain, not their captain, that was incapacitated, so... Apparently, I got incapacitated, therefore we couldn't fight anymore, therefore we failed in the mission. Oh, that's sad. In the merciless twist of the void, we have lost a risky ship-on-ship battle, and we took a hit on rep with the Voltos. Our ship got beat up. Well, that's a sad situation. I'm going to go over here. I think we are friendly with this faction. Yep, no rep with them. So we're going to get the ship refueled, repaired. We're going to pay everyone. Let them go to the spice hall until they're happy, and also Take them all to the doctor. Alright, so, and looks like we lost someone. Now this scrolling log here will tell you things such as losing crew, but it scrolls and then it goes away. If you go into status again, you can take a look at the captain's log, which goes completely back to the beginning of the game and gives you really pertinent information. So here at the top, which is the most recent, we lost a level 7 crew dog. He quit the crew. And it tells us that we, just prior to that, where we did the attempted the mission, that we made worldfall at that planet for the first time. We're grievously wounded in combat. Etc., etc. So that's where the captain's log is. There's also a scores and stats section. So it'll tell you, what you've accomplished in the game. Some really cool nerdy stuff. How many planets you've gone through, how many hyperwarp jumps you've done. It even tells you how many people have died under your command. So 8 crew have died under my command. I don't know if that's good or bad. I feel bad for it though. And we've had no mutinies. So some really cool stats there. And then also awards. So as you progress further in the game, you reach awards. There are also unlocks in the game, certain ships. Once you reach a certain level or accomplish a certain award, you'll be rewarded with game unlocks. So it could be ships, or could be potentially new contacts. You could have access to higher level of ship components. They're still writing the rules as I speak, running through this, but there is an award section, and you can check to see how you're doing on that at any time. Some other awards I got was, where are you? It's all Navy veteran. Okay, so I'm a trader 1, which means I've made at least 25 profitable trades. Navy veteran 1 and 2, so I've survived 25 ship battles, and Navy veteran 3 will be achieved when I do 50 ship battles. So there's all of this here. You can filter it as well, like anything else. If you just want to see what you've reached, there we go. There's the 4 we did. Okay, well, we have a lot of crew to update. So if we hit the leveling button, see there's 10 different crew. Let's run through these areas up here. So there's, at the very top, if we want to upgrade their jobs, you can see the plus sign here, and we can click on jobs and upgrade our merchant here to level 8. If we have talents, you can press on talents. The other nice thing is you can click on the next button, and that will take you to the next crew person. And you can scroll through them that way. Stats is the page we're looking at right now. It tells you about your character level and attributes and skills and so forth. There's an equip button where you have your armor, your weapons, and any specialist gear. Officers can purchase specialist gear from certain contacts. I believe the Fixer will allow you to get some specialist gear, and those are things such as a headset that will improve your accuracy, a certain type of body suit that will increase your quickness. Those are just a couple of the things off the top of my head that you could put in here. So there's customization to being done to your weapons, including things such as the type of armor. And you change this. Currently, what is on the captain right now is the only thing available, and it was from the weapons locker. So if we would upgrade the weapons locker from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, the weapons get better, the armor gets better, and then your fighters will automatically equip it. And if you go to a specialist such as a weapons dealer or a fixer and you get, you know, a better pistol, you can actually, you know, go in here and give them a primary weapon. So currently in the weapons locker, there's a blade, machine gun, a snubber, a scout rifle, and a pistol. But I believe the captain just has pistol talent, so and they're not really going to be, the captain's really not going to be entering any battles. We have soldiers for that. But with any of your crew, you can do that. Also, if you get tired of the name, you can go in and change it. You can be tired of Captain Revington being a girl, so you can change him to a guy, put different uniforms on him, pick a face that you like. There you go. And you can customize them further. Right now, there are armbands available. There's eyewear if you want to give him a patch or a really cool pair of sunglasses. There you go. There's our captain. He's looking pretty cool now, right? Not really. Okay, but that's in the visual area. So jobs we talked about, talents we talked about, and here you can dismiss them. So, well, I don't want to dismiss the captain, but if you have a full crew and you come across a specialist that you really want, you can hire a high-level spy. You can go find a crew dog on your ship that you could do without. So let's filter on all. I keep missing it. There we go. Go down to the bottom, and let's say you really don't care for Prayer Billings. Maybe he has some really bad traits where he's always, you know, he's addicted to spice or something like that, and you don't want to put up with it anymore because he just complains and you have to boost his morale all the time. Just hit the dismiss button. It gives you a warning. You can't undo this, but I'll hit yes, and then he's gone, and that frees up a space for someone else in the crew. What else do we have here? Let me put the game on hold for a second, and let's take a look at some of the other resources. I am going to reduce this. All right. So in the description of all of the videos so far, there are 3 links there. One of the links is the wiki, and the wiki is created by the Trese Brothers and a bunch of us that were on the Alpha team, and really anybody can contribute to the wiki. So when you have you know, a really cool strategy that has been working for you, you're more than welcome to add to it. There is everything from crew management, telling you about your crew. Talents is an excellent page. We're going to take a look at that. And this shares with you all of the talents in the game. Initially, it's sorted by, you know, alphabetically by the name of the talent. So I know we were using sharp steering for our battles. But this is something you can either do alongside the game, or you know, when you're offline on the game, you can come in here and go, oh, this is a really cool talent. I need to add a quartermaster to my crew and get to level, you know, 5 to be able to get this talent. There's our sharp steering. So sharp steering buffs the ship with plus 15 range change and plus 15 escape for 3 turns. And there is a 3-week cooldown between using them. That's why I had multiple sharp steering talents, because if we ran into one battle after another, or a battle ran on so long that I lost my sharp steering talent, I wanted to be able to trigger it again. This wiki is also sortable on tables like this. So if I go back to the top, we can sort by job. And the first job alphabetically is bounty hunter. So this is telling you what all of the bounty hunter talents are. And so if you have a bounty hunter that you want to use in fighting, like you see this sword here that indicates it's you can use that talent in crew combat. This is a crippling rifle attack that causes +8 bleeding, minus 25% armor for 3 turns. Yeah, when you have your fighters and you know, either a bounty hunter or an officer that, you know, might have rifle talent as a soldier, and then you add bounty hunter to it, you can really make them a, you know, a powerful fighter. So you'll be able to customize this really any way you want it, and it becomes very much like I think that game Darkest Dungeon on those talents. So in this wiki, definitely go there and take a look at the talents. We're going back to the main page here, and there's been a lot of work in you know, all of these areas, but in the combat section, for example, there's a ship combat area. It explains the mechanisms that work when doing ship battle. Everything from here's what you see on the screen, here's the typical moves that you'll make, and then there is a related section on combat strategies. So the basic strategies of escaping, immediate escaping, which we've done a number of times in this run through. So it's saying use the, you know, the reverse or escape button here. Use a talent that will help you get away, either sharp steering or fast getaway. Fire torps, hit the end turn button. And it walks you through turn by turn of what you would expect in a ship versus ship battle. There's also a section here saying we're going to blow these guys to smithereens. There is a section called Combat with Intent to Board, so you'll actually go forward closer and closer, jump onto their ship, and then once you get there, you actually will do crew battle and defeat their crew, and then depart and go back to your ship after perhaps, you know, leaving a grenade there and trying to take out their engines or another way. And actually the mission that we just failed, if you're going to be serious about taking those kinds of missions, you don't want to fail it by your captain getting disabled or by, you know, their ship blowing up. And so actually the best strategy in those cases is to board the vessel. So you streak in as quickly as you can, go on board, try and disable the ship, and that way you won't accidentally blow it up when you're sending torpedoes. So the wiki is great. There's also another link on the forums, and this is the Trese Brothers forum, StarTradersRPG.proboards.com. In here, definitely encourage you to sign up. You can go into the Star Traders Frontier section. Updates will be listed here. You can submit bug reports. You can give suggestions to improve the game or request for features. Tips and techniques. There's a lot of good tips in here from people just like you and I on, okay, profession combos, for example. And there's 3 pages of posts giving you what other people think are great ideas for mixing and matching professions for your officers. So for example, like a commando leader is a military officer, pistolier, combat medic, and it, you know, tallies up all their skill points and et cetera, and Xeno Hunter, Assassin, and this is just one post of the 3 pages in there. So definitely join the forums. particularly if you want to submit bug reports. And of course, on Steam, there are, pages with combat strategies, game strategies. People are doing screenshots. There are links to videos up there. This YouTube Let's Play will actually be on Steam as well. But the forum is great, and the developers are very active on it. They're there every day. And if you leave a post with a question, certainly they will answer it. If not, someone on the forum will answer it. And then finally, they're very active on Discord. I'm going to bring Discord up here. You can go on Discord through the web, or you can download their app. But through the link there, you'll be able to join the Trese Brothers server. And as you can see, there are 36 players online right now. There are 3 moderators online, and both of the developers are online here. And you can get some real-time feedback. So on the Discord server, there's Star Tours Frontiers, some of the other games. There's a lobby to talk nonsense. And as you can see, I'm one of the mods here. And pretty much 24/7, someone is online that can answer questions. I happen to be a night owl, so if 3 in the morning you have a question about the game, just hop on Discord and ask, and I'll be able to answer it. The other moderators or one of the developers will answer them. Earlier this morning, there was a feature request made by a new user, and let's see if I can't find it quickly. Well, I can't find the one I'm thinking of, but here Corey, one of the developers, said, "Yep, noted." People were giving some suggestions, and he goes, "Yep, that's a good idea. Let me put that on my list to implement in the game." So the response happens that quickly, and you really don't find that a lot in with game developers, but these guys really do. All right, so we have Discord, we have the forums, we have the wiki as resources for you. And then on this particular game, sort of the next steps I would do would be to get more money. We have 40K here. We've already upgraded our cargo bays, but there's a lot of things on the ship that personally I would want to upgrade. Let me just jump in here and point some of them out. So in the starport, if we're going to upgrade, you can certainly upgrade your engine. The engine will either be lighter, or will be able to use less mass on your ship, so you can put more other things on it. On the capital bridge, you can upgrade that to 2-3. This will give you more soak points, higher armor, more piloting, soak points, etc. There's the weapons locker. There's a total of 4 levels of weapons locker. This particular planet has weapons locker 3 available. 15K, take 3 days. I'm going to go ahead and just purchase that. And the minute I purchase the weapons locker, all of my fighters have went and got the advanced armor and the Delta class weaponry. They're automatically grab that. Pilot assist module, nav assist module, sensor arrays, all of these things can be upgraded to advanced levels. They're going to, for example, on the pilot and nav assist, they reduce your hyperwarp jump cost. Combined with talents, it's not unusual for me mid-game to be able to do hyperwarp jumps without using any fuel at all. Of course, upgrading the weapons, the better weapons, they have different ranges, so on and so forth. So once I have huge amounts of cash coming in from my established trade routes, once I have my ship upgraded to where I'm not afraid if I run into a Xeno or, you know, a pirate that is hell-bent on blowing me out of the sky, what I would do next in the game is start playing some of these story arcs and, you know, watching the events in the galaxy unfold, trying to influence them, deciding who, you know, my friends and my enemies are, and just continue on with that. I also would consider finding some specialists like a spy or an explorer and start building up their skills and branching out and becoming a really good explorer. So when you explore, you're going to have, you know, explorer skills, but you also want to make sure that your crew is ready to handle crew-on-crew combat. In the one mission that we did for exploring, you know, we ran into pirates and we ran into scavengers, and we actually had 2 fights as we were doing the exploring on that planet. So, you know, if you're going to be an explorer, you want to have explorer skills, explorer talents, and you also want to have a crew that's prepared to do battle, because that's one of the outcomes that happens. And then just continue on with the game. Now, once I played this, the replay is amazing. You can go back and you can create new maps. You can play on higher difficulty levels. You can create new templates. You can, as you progress in the game, as I mentioned, more things are going to be unlocked, so you'll be able to get some really cool ships, some really cool weapons that are only available to you at that level. And just pick the level of fun you want to have. What I found is once you hit permadeath, of course the game gets harder, the enemies are closer to your level, the bonuses get less, and each decision becomes more and more important. You just can't play it casually. You really need to think through, do I want to get involved in this situation or not? Do I really want to take the risk engaging in a ship-to-ship battle when I'm given the option to basically run away? And those types of challenges are what I really enjoy, what a lot of people enjoy in these RPG games. So, you know, long story simple, I think the game's great. I think it has unlimited potential. There are so many ways to play it, either as a sandbox or, you know, maybe you do want to be, you know, uncovering the story arcs earlier. Maybe you change your template so that your captain is higher level from the start. I think if you put your career at the top, you'll start as a level 8 in skills, or level 8 captain, and your crew will be level, I think, 6. And the other way I play is I'll go back and I will start with the smallest ship possible. I will put ship at the very, very bottom. It's, you know, harder to get started that way, but when you're playing the long game, starting with a small ship and then upgrading to a larger one like we have now lets me put, you know, different priorities higher. I can get more contacts at the start, for example, or I could have my captain start at a higher level. And you just find the ways that work for you and find the ways that give you the most fun. So we're going to wrap things up. I am sure I will do some additional Let's Play series. Maybe I will pick a career that I've never done before, and it's just going to be, you know, a couple of episodes of here is how you don't want to play an explorer, for example, because Mint is not that good at it. So you'll be able to learn from my mistakes. But I'll give it some thought. We'll have some stuff coming down the road. Keep an eye on me. You can subscribe if you want. But the videos will be on YouTube. The videos are also listed in the forum. Everything is in a playlist as well. And also these videos will be up on the Steam app for or in the Steam site for this game. So there'll be ways to find it. I really appreciate your time in spending a couple hours with me learning how to play the game. Hope you found it helpful. Leave a comment or even a question, and I definitely will get back to you. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.